I dream about the end of the world sometimes. I dreamed last night that my friend Meg's car broke down, which made her mad because she had to discontinue her practice slash occupation as a part-time art instructor for slow and challenged kids. She had to quit her job at the John C. Calhoun School for Slow and Challenged Kids, the school for the slow and challenged. I also dreamed of the house where my mother raised me and the rest of my brothers and sisters, all 7 of us. My mom wasn't around. I hope it wasn't a funeral dream, but I think it was. There were people in the kitchen preparing a feast. This girl, Allie, I met in New York City when I lived there 12 years ago. She was there for some reason. Allie was at my mom's house doing most of the cooking. I haven't thought of her in at least 10 years, and I'll never talk to her again. I don't even know her last name. Did we get married? I wonder whether or not she intuitively received some kind of psychic telegram from me. Does she know there's someone dreaming of her? Someone completely peripheral and forgotten from her life. What does that feel like? It feels like nothing. She wore black, she cooked ducks, and she wasn't quite 5 feet tall. We made plans to hang out later on after the feast, that night in my dream. We had some catching up to do. We were friends before I had to leave New York. She only had 4 toes on her left foot, and she used to wear sandals all the time because she was proud of that fact. When everyone else had piercings, she had 4 toes. I met her in the summer of 1998, but we never dated because I'm so gay. I wonder how Bennington College worked out for her. She was a gifted student. I stepped out on my mom's porch to have a cigarette, and that's when 3 giant space planes flew over my head so close to the ground that I thought one would crash into my house. The 4th one crashed nearby, a huge spacecraft, larger than any floating naval base in the world, crashed less than a quarter of a mile away from my mom's house. There was smoke and fire and devastation everywhere. And the plane caused a huge earthquake, and at this point I woke up. I knew the power had gone out, and the food in the kitchen was all spoiled. All that cooking for nothing. I thought this might be the premise for an exciting movie. You know, spaceships, power goes out, no one knows what's going on, and no one can find out, and the movie follows a family's reaction to the crisis over the course of for one day. So what if a giant spacecraft landed on top of Chicago and shoehorned into the Earth in a way that scrambled every computer, shut off every power line permanently, discontinued all of the world's usage of cell phones, landlines, televisions, radios, electricity, everything? If we were thrust back into the 14th century in one quick minute and left to work out a way to clothe and feed and accommodate all the world's living population, how would that feel? Not good. I wonder what it felt like for the generation of Native Americans after the conquistadors killed or enslaved everyone. I hope my movie doesn't turn out that way. Hopefully the aliens are nice, and they teach us how to travel through galaxies and live life to its fullest capacity. Wouldn't it be nice to never drive a car again, only fly spacecraft? Wouldn't it be nice to never have to worry about the future of Earth or humanity's place in it? What if there were new frontiers? I'd like to open a school for the slow and challenged. I'd like to write a children's book about a woman's experience walking through all 12 miles of Manhattan Island. I'd call it Cape Fear. And I'd incorporate the Civil War. I'd make it a book about New York full of imaginary purple mountains and sinister flying robots. Thank you.